So good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us on our Turkish Tourism Board virtual knowledge session. Today, I am being joined by Ceylan, who is a product and marketing operator, and she has had a license for a tour guide for 25 years. So we're very, very lucky to have Ceylan with us today. She's going to give us the most amazing information about the beautiful destination, which is Turkey. And of course, this is going to help you sell lots more holidays to that beautiful destination of Turkey. So make sure you're taking plenty of notes. And we also are going to have a quiz at the end of today's session, whereby you can win an amazing Turkish cookbook, which I know is right up my street. So whoever gets the hands on that, I want some top tips. And then also being a chance to win some Turkish delight as well. Now, the session is recorded, so you can watch this back to take any more details from anything that Ceylan shares with us today, and it'll be added to the Jet2holidays Learn page. And you can obviously share that with your teams as well if they haven't been able to join us today. So first up, I just want to cover a few things Jet2holidays wise, and then I'm going to hand you over to the main event. So first up, Jet2.com and Jet2holidays have been named the Travel Brand of the Year 2022 in this year's Which Travel Awards, which we're absolutely over the moon about. This is based on the way that we've tracked our customers throughout the pandemic, and also now that international travel has reopened. The winners are chosen through a really vigorous process, which includes research, testing, and the experts of which, and even paying customers throughout the years. So all that feedback is collated, and then that's how the winners are chosen. And Jet2.com and Jet2holidays beat several well-known brands to be awarded the title of Travel Brand of the Year for the second time in 5 years. So very, very, very proud of that. We also have just updated our Indulgent Escapes gift. So as of the 1st of June this year, the gift is going to be changed from a complimentary leather wallet or notebook. It's actually going to change to a £10 per person onboard voucher that can be used on the Jet2 shop. So that can be for fragrances, watches, jewellery, anything that's within that Jet2 shop magazine. Your customers can collect the vouchers from the Jet2holidays sale desk when they are leaving from their departure UK airport on the day of travel. So make sure that you are pointing that out when you're booking your Indulgent Escapes customers. Other things we just wanted to touch on as well is please self-serve where possible. There's so much that you can do on Manage My Booking. We've got the amendment form and the special assistance form, but just to remind you, on the Manage My Booking, you can add on promo codes as long as it's done within 24 hours. You can download travel documents, you can request documents, you can add extra luggage, you can select in-flight meals, choose customer seats and check them in online. You can also submit special requests, make name changes and spelling errors, so you know that happens time to time, and you can even change one field of a date of birth and a title change. So that's everything that you can do on Manage My Booking. But then we also have the amendment form, and on the amendment form you can do a full date change, so that's amending both the outbound and inbound date. You can do a destination change, you can request for a cancellation as long as it's outside of 70 days, and you can update your customers' emergency contact details as well. And then do remember that we have our special assistance form. It's live on the trade website. If you just scroll on the main page, just underneath where the search panel is, and it'll take you through to that special assistance form too. So make sure that you're familiar with all of the different things you can do to self-serve to make your lives easier. So getting into Turkey then, Turkey is really, really popular right now. We're seeing lots and lots of demand. Plus, we've increased our capacity at Turkey by 66% since 2019. So that means that we've moved from 1.1 million seats to 1.85 million seats on sale for this summer. It's such a beautiful destination. It's a great one for the luxury market as well. So it's a good one to grow your average sales price. I was lucky enough to visit Turkey on a fam trip this month to Antalya, and I've got to say it was just stunning. It really is somewhere that all customers is something that for everybody there. So it's really important that you make lots of notes, really taking the information that Jaylan's going to share with us today so that you can confidently sell this amazing destination. So, without taking any more time, I'm going to hand you over and let Jaylan share her fantastic presentation with you all.
Thank you, Jay. That was amazing. Good morning, everyone. Hello. I'm Jaylan. C is pronounced as J. I am the Product Marketing Director of Turkish Tourism Board, and I'm also a licensed guide. And I spent all my life talking about Turkiye. Just to start with the name, let me say, Turkiye is the original word that we use. Turkey was an English translation, and in different languages it's translated differently. But as of 2020, we start using the original name Turkey all over the world globally. So it's even difficult for me to get it back when I speak English, but so we will be using Turkey. Let me share my screen and let's start with a presentation. And here it is. I hope it's all good. Can you all see this? Good, great. All right, so I would like to orient you with the location first. The country is in fact in such a nice strategic location, literally in between east and west. It is a bridge, actually. If you think of yourself moving on a bridge from east to west, actually there are mountains parallel along the Black Sea up in the north, and down at the south, the Taros mountain range. You can think of the rails of the bridge on both sides, up north and south, and it connects you to the west geographically by this narrow strait, which is called Bosphorus, which in fact is located in Istanbul. So Turkey is in fact a contrast of many cultures and characters and history, but also it's a combination and confluence of civilizations and cultures and colors. And today I will be talking mainly about the regions that you sell at Jet2holidays, 4 regions, but I would like to give more information about the regions. You can always come back and look at the details of this notes, which I added here to make it easier, but I will be briefly talking about them as we go over the pictures. But Antalya area and Dalaman, Bodrum, Izmir, they are the names of the destinations and in connection with the names of the airport. Turkey is divided into cities. There are 81 cities, and Antalya is in fact the city center, but Dalaman and Bodrum are the townships of the Muğla city. So if you see Muğla at some point in any document, don't get confused. Muğla is the name of the bigger city, and Dalaman is the name of the township that we are focusing in. So let me briefly go through this, and we will have the help of the map as we go along. So again, this is a peninsula stretching towards west, surrounded by 3 seas: Black Sea up in the north, the Aegean in the west, and the Mediterranean in the south. We have a coastline of 5,000 miles, actually, and it's all nice, sandy, and beautiful beaches. So as we go along the presentation, I will try to differentiate the destinations, because they all have beautiful beaches, they all have lots of history. So if someone asks you which destination to pick in Turkey, you can easily say, without knowing it, that there is a nice beach which has a blue flag star, there are mountains nearby, there are fine pine forests nearby, there are ancient cities and history nearby. So this would be true almost anywhere, starting from up north of the Aegean all the way down south to the Mediterranean. And let's see what are the differences. Besides, before I move on, these two brands you see here, Turk Aegean and Turkish Riviera, are the brands that we have launched 2 years ago. So we do our marketing campaigns with these brands to distinguish the destination. Here is the map I pulled from the Jet2 website to make it easier for you to picture where we are and what we are talking about. Antalya is the city center. It's one of the largest cities of Turkey. It is the heart of the Mediterranean coast. And in fact, the city center has a population of 1 million, but the city extends through a coastline of almost 400 miles from east to west. And these are the popular destinations, townships of Antalya with, luxurious resorts, amazing infrastructure. This is the heart of tourism of Turkey as well. So we will go quickly through these destinations with lots of pictures, but to make it easier to understand on the map, Kale İçi, where you see towards the west, is in fact the old city and the city center, downtown Antalya. So wherever you stay in Antalya, either in Kemer or Side or Belek, a trip to Kale İçi would be a nice excursion to experience the local handcrafts, souvenirs, small bars and coffee shops and restaurants, and with the view of the Taros Mountains. Here, all the coastline is, in fact, surrounded by the Taros Mountains. The mountains are parallel to the sea here. The main difference is if you go towards east, towards Belek, Side, the mountains are further back. This gives you a chance to have more space. So the hotels in Belek area or Side have wider spaces actually, bigger grounds with lots of huge water parks, wider beaches. But if you go towards Kemer to the west, because the mountains are closer to the sea, the mountains are literally just behind you when you sunbathe. So if you are enjoying the smell of the pine trees and the sage, Kemer is like a more greener area. So let's go look to this small, in fact, a shorter version of our Turkish Riviera movie. You can find the longer version on our YouTube, Go Turkiye YouTube site. Okay, this was only 15 seconds. There is like a minute-long one there. So this is the old historical downtown of Antalya. You can see the layers of history: a Selçukyan monument, an Ottoman monument, a Byzantine clock tower, all overlooking towards the Taros Mountains. And again, towards the east of Antalya, the Belek region is where the majority of the big luxurious resorts are located, is also a very popular golfing destination. And from Belek, you are close to many ancient sites like the world's actually largest in situ, which is like standing still as it was in what, 2,500 years ago, theater. Aspendos Theater also houses some shows. Well, I shouldn't say shows because it has to be acoustic concerts throughout the season where you can enjoy the old times. And also from Belek, you can reach to canyon area, Köprülü Canyon, just up north of Belek, where you can enjoy rafting and the mountains and the nature. If you go to the west, Kemer, remember I said the mountains are very close to the sea. There is a nice marina and hotels have smaller spaces, but you can have long, secluded beaches. This, in fact, is the Olympos beach where the historic Olympos ancient city is located. You can enjoy a long sunbathing beach with a dramatic mountain view. These beaches along the coast of Turkish Riviera are mostly also, they are occupied by logger-headed sea turtles. So majority of these beaches are closed for public swimming up at night when they come and lay their eggs. If you go further west of Antalya, still in the city of Antalya, you can go enjoy the ancient ruins of the Lycian civilization, which was the indigenous civilization of Anatolia. And in fact, the island we are looking at is a sunken island due to tectonic movements, but it's filled with history as well as beautiful blue turquoise waters where you can sail upon or swim and explore the even sea kayaking is available here. Kaş is a very popular, cute, historic resort town of Antalya. In fact, very close to the Greek island Costa that's what you are looking at in the distance. And it is filled with lots of small cafe shops, bars, a very lively town with small hotels, and of course, beautiful turquoise waters. The turquoise word comes from the Turkish blue stone. The French called it turquoise in the 18th century, and that's exactly the color of the sea as you travel along the Turkish Riviera. Now we will go further west. Dalaman, as I said, is where the airport is located. It is the town of Muğla. The city of Muğla is in fact quite green. Just like Antalya, the 60% of the landscape is forestry area of the Muğla city. And here the difference is you don't see long stretches of sandy beaches. There are tiny bays and coves, so there are more secluded, smaller beaches. Sarıgerme is one of the longest beach, again, where the turtles take advantage of those long sandy beaches. It's the home of caretta turtles. Marmaris here from the west is a nice large town with very popular with bars and nightlife. Again, really surrounded by dramatic mountain views. And Dalyan is in fact it's a small town where the lake just north of it opens to the Mediterranean. Here, Sarıgerme is some critic location because it is geographically the separation of the Aegean and the Mediterranean. Let's go look at the pictures and a small video again here of the Aegean coast. Yes, this was again a 15-second short version of the video. The longer one is on our YouTube channel. So now as we are living the Turkish Riviera, the town Fethiye, actually, this region is the combination of the Aegean and the Mediterranean. Aegean is geographically an inlet of the Mediterranean. What is the difference? As you go further west and north, there is a nice afternoon breeze, actually. The climate a little bit changes. The Mediterranean climate is, of course, July and August are the hottest months. It's perfect for if you want, like, if you are interested in sunbathing, enjoying the sandy beaches with your family and kids, where they go to the aqua parks, you can enjoy your drinks along the beach. But if you are more of an adventurous traveler, that if you want to hike up or you like the nice breeze, you can stretch either towards west and north, or you can pick the months other than July and August, like towards June, May. We have a quite long season, almost 300 days sunshine along this coastline. So there are plenty of time to enjoy the beaches. So here, before I move on, this is a very popular spot. It is called Ölüdeniz. It's a blue lagoon stretching towards the sea, and it's a perfect spot for paragliding. if you are an adventure enthusiast. And again, surrounded by very important ancient sites, like Patara. It was the capital of Lycian civilization. This is the monumental entrance, but there's more to it, and extends to the Patara beach, again home to caretta turtles, a beautiful sandy beach with lots of views, sunset views, best sunset views. Göcek is a very popular marina town. You can just take a daily boat trip, or you can enjoy the town itself with lots of small boutiques and bars and cafes. There are many tiny secluded bays and coves here in the Göcek area. Dalyan, the river, is surrounded by these rock-cut monumental tombs. So again, if I go back to my first sentence, wherever you are and along the coastline of Turkey, either of the Aegean or the Mediterranean, it is always possible to find an ancient antiquity. You don't have to be a history buff to enjoy the antiquity here in Turkey. It's like witnessing the history, and their existence for more than two millennium is kind of inspiring when you are vacationing. This is a nice river connecting a beautiful lake to the Mediterranean, and Dalyan town is located by the river. So if you are enjoying the river life and the boat rides and the lake, so all in one package comes in Dalyan. And if you go further west, Marmaris, again, a big city with lots of bars and nightclubs, is in fact a main hub for sailing for boats along the Turquoise coast. Further down west, Datça, again, beautiful coastline. The only maybe difference that I can say for Datça, because the road to get there is not very easy. I mean, it is again a nice asphalt road, but it's like it stretches along the peninsula. If you are looking for a quieter, calmer vacation on a beautiful beach by the Turquoise coast, Datça is your place. Coming back to Sarıgerme, this is 20 minutes from the airport. It is, in fact, a beautiful location for water sports, from kite surfing to kayaking in the Dalaman River to sailing. And you can enjoy the nice hotels with the sand, beautiful sandy beaches, golden sand, as you also experience the nature. You also have plenty of biking and trekking trails. The Lycian Way is in fact one of the most popular ones here. It is almost 300 miles, stretches along the Mediterranean coastline. It is in fact the route that the ancient Lycians took. You can walk up with in the backdrop of the Blue Lagoon here, Ölüdeniz of Fethiye, and or sea kayak, explore the regions. Let's move fast forward towards up north. Bodrum is a very popular resort town. It is again on a peninsula here, and so if you go around the peninsula, you can find different settings, but they all share the common nice nightlife, entertainment. Bodrum is the heart of fun and entertainment, even for Turkish people. The youngsters, it's like very traditional to have your like summer vacation, get together with your friends, go to Bodrum. Beautiful beaches, blue flag beaches, amazing Aegean food, lots of fresh herbs and vegetables, nice wining and dining and partying that's what Bodrum is about. If you go further up to Didim, not very far from Bodrum, is again a beautiful sun-bathed beach. It is again in the backdrop of antiquity. Here I will I will go through the pictures. Here is the town of Bodrum. There's a beautiful castle which houses the world's one of the largest underwater archaeology museum, where it's surrounded by marinas and of course cafes and bars and restaurants. The bougainvilleas, that purple color of those bougainville flowers, are the symbol of this region. And of course, that colorful lifestyle represents itself in every corner of the area. The temple of Didyma, the Apollo temple of Didyma, is the world's oldest and the largest Ionic temple. It was an oracle center. While you are vacationing in Didim in Altınkum, you can go to visit the temple of Apollo and ask for the oracle of the Apollo, as it was used to be in antiquity. And Miletos is very nearby, the home of the ancient philosophers like Thales and Anaximander. Izmir, my home city, it is the largest city, in fact, the center of the Aegean coast of Turkey. It's the third largest city on the Aegean coast. This is, in fact, if you want to be close again to the history, Izmir has now two, but the third one is coming, 3 UNESCO heritage sites. You are very close to Ephesus, one of the largest ancient sites of the region, and you are close to beautiful beaches. Özdere is just like the Belek beaches, a long, sandy, beautiful sandy beach. It's perfect for family holidays with, you know, aqua parks and fun. Well, there's always this afternoon breeze here in this region. It's called Meltem, or Meltemi, which will give you a nice refreshment. And if you look in the map, you will see lots of fresh spring waters and rivers coming to the sea, which also makes the climate more nicer. Here is, in fact, why we call it the coast of happiness. This is where you can enjoy long meals with the Turkish, national Turkish drink, rakı, which you must try. It's 40% alcohol, but it's amazing. It goes well with the seafood dishes. The fish just comes from the sea next to you, or you can enjoy the beautiful wineries of the region. In fact, Urla has a beautiful wine route with lots of small boutique type producers with different local endemic grapes. And you can shop in the street markets for fresh fruits and sage and lemons. In fact, all the Aegean coast of Turkey is where all the lemons and citrus are grown. And of course, Ephesus. This is the famous landmark where the Library of Celsus is located. What makes Ephesus special is it was a main harbor city with a very important harbor in antiquity, but it is the longest excavated city in Turkey with 150 years old history. The theater of Ephesus overlooks to the beach of Kuşadası, and it was the home of local goddess Artemisia. That's also why the House of Virgin Mary is located. It's an important pilgrimage place. And you can also visit a mountainous, historical mountainous town of a village of Şirince. Well, an hour and a half or 2 hours drive from Kuşadası, if you go inland, you can reach to Pamukkale, translates into Cotton Castle. You see the white travertines with warm water, where you can soak yourself in a historical bath. This is in fact called Cleopatra's bath. Supposedly Mark Antony gave this bath to Cleopatra as a gift. This was the ancient city of Hierapolis. In fact, was a spa for Roman emperors back then. Beautiful site with antiquity, thermal waters, healing thermal waters to visit from Kuşadası or Izmir. I will not finish without mentioning Turkish cuisine. We like to eat. It is a variety of colorful ingredients. A Turkish breakfast is one of the most important meals of the day, with a big spread of small bite-sized delicacies with fresh fruits and cucumbers, accompanied by, of course, bread and olives. The mezes, similarly, if you sit down for either lunch or a dinner along the coastline, you will be served these small olive oil cooked fresh vegetables. Delicacies are called mezes, accompanied by the seafood, octopus or fish, whatever is available. Of course, we like dough. Pide is one of our favorite, let's say, quick foods. It comes in different with different fillings. Street food is always possible, and every meal is finished by a nice cup of Turkish coffee. We have a very popular saying, you can just sit down and enjoy a Turkish coffee and the memories will last for 40 years. I hope they last more than that. And a Turkish coffee is always served with Turkish delight to give a sweet taste in your mouth. And when you are visiting the coastline, please make sure to visit the local bazaars and shops where you can find many spices, herbs, colorful souvenirs, pottery decorated in the Ottoman motifs, and of course Turkish cotton accompanied by olive oil or Daphne soaps, which you can enjoy in a nice relaxing Turkish bath with, majority of the hotels have their own baths, but you can find historical baths in many of these towns. And I would like to end my presentation with the envy eyes, or they're also known as evil eyes, a very shamanistic tradition that you will see in many parts of Turkey that will keep you away from bad eyes and envying eyes of you. Teşekkür ederim. Thank you for listening. And hope to see you here in Turkey.
Oh my goodness, that presentation was amazing. I'm sure everyone will agree. I can see lots of nodding heads and also lots of lovely messages in the chat as well on our Zoom there. Ceylan, you know so much information. That presentation is going to be so important to these agents for selling Turkey. And like we said at the start, this session is recorded, so you can go and watch it back on the Jet2holidays Learn page on the trade website. Them photos are absolutely fabulous. The country just sells itself. It's so beautiful. And when I was there just this month, the food, it's made me so hungry. But yeah, even like people are saying thank you so much, because it really was so informative. So thank you.
Thank you for listening.
Now I feel like
there's just so much to say. I came up with 90 slides. We hardly made it down to 60.
I feel like we could have gone all day. Absolutely.
Yes, exactly. So you have to come and witness. That's the only way.
So that brings us to the end of today's session. Thank you so much for joining. If you do need any help or advice with anything Jet2holidays wise, do remember you've got your sales executives on the road. You can get in touch with us for any assistance. And also, please make sure you do watch back that fantastic presentation that Ceylan's just done for us today. I'm definitely going to be watching it back and looking at those beautiful images again. I'm thinking it'll make me end up booking another holiday to Turkey. That's everything. So we'll see you on our next session, which will be in 2 weeks' time. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Looking forward to seeing you all here.
Thank you very much. Goodbye.